we have an amazing interview for you all today. It's a great conversation that I was looking forward to. As everyone knows, Cardano has been building a lot on top of their blockchain, and they continue to move up the ranks. And it's something a lot of people talk about. And there's a very important decentralized exchange that is built on top of Cardano. And we have none other than the team of MuesliSwap here today. So thank you for being here.
So thank you for having me. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So before we get started on everything, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do at MuesliSwap?
Yeah, right. So I'm Samuel. I'm mainly a developer at MuesliSwap, but in the core team. So yeah, we've recently in the fall of last year formed, and we have our two co-founders, which are Chris and Matt. And yeah, they contacted me really shortly after they decided they wanted to launch it, and I've been there and mostly developing for MuesliSwap.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So another thing is, before I like to dive into different things, I like to end up getting to know the different people. So how did you first get involved in cryptocurrency, and what would you say was your first cryptocurrency? And don't say Cardano because you're on that blockchain.
Yeah, so I got involved, I think in 2017 or 2016 even, basically just reading about Bitcoin and hearing the news, especially when it started to explode. So yeah, at that point, I started to invest in it a little bit myself and research it a little bit. But then at some point, I think it was mainly like the high energy consumption. So I stopped investing into Bitcoin, and yeah, some point later, I think it was last year, I heard about Cardano and read about it, and then proof of stake as well, and found that amazing. To have the decentralization, but also low energy consumption, and also like low fees in comparison to Ethereum. So I was really excited about it, and I looked it up more, and yeah, started to get into it, and then developed MuesliSwap.
Yeah, thank you for that. So for everyone out there, a big conversation, a part of all the different blockchains is seeing how other blockchains can be more so Ethereum. Ethereum has like high gas fees. You all know if you've ever seen like Uniswap, and then you have other blockchains. Binance is doing things, Solana is doing things, Avalanche, and they're all trying to figure out ways to have lower fees. So that's what Cardano is doing and MuesliSwap is doing. And we like to end up seeing what Cardano is doing because they've been so exciting for so long to see the things that are built on top of Cardano. So before we get into MuesliSwap, can you explain to us what Muesli or MuesliSwap is?
Yeah, so MuesliSwap is at its core a decentralized exchange. So that means you can exchange tokens on it, Cardano native tokens. So you have your ADA, and you can exchange it to other tokens, but in a decentralized way. And the great thing about it is that you do not have to trust us, so you don't give the money to us, but instead the money is locked in, the money that you use to buy your other tokens is locked in a smart contract. So only you can access it, or in this case, somebody who has a matching order. So that means you want to buy tokens like a specific amount for a specific price. And then when there's a matching order, somebody who sells that amount, your tokens can also get unlocked, and that's the way you trade. And yeah, it's not centralized, and that's the core of it. So you don't have to trust us like a bank, for example, where you send your money.
Thank you for that. So how did you guys, and I know you've probably talked about this before, how did you all come up with the automated market makers, or how was that done on top of your exchange?
Yeah, so we don't have an automated market maker. So that's one really unique feature about us. And yeah, most people know about automated market maker exchanges from Ethereum, but actually on Cardano, we found it to be much more useful and much more intuitive to build like a classical order book exchange, but decentralized. So that means basically you place your order. So you go to our website and start like selecting which token you want to buy, and how much of it, and which price you're willing to pay. And then afterwards, through our front end, your order gets locked in the smart contract. And at some point, there will be, as I explained before, this matching order from another person. And this has then the exact same amount and the exact same price or even a lower price. And we then have these decentralized matchmakers, which look through all the orders and find those matching pairs and pair them up. And the matchmakers are people from the community. And the incentive is, for example, if you specified your limit that you're willing to pay is like some amount, and then another person sells the exact same amount of tokens you want to buy for a low amount, there's a little gap, right? And these matchmakers can then earn this gap by matching the orders, and that's the incentive. So yeah, we have the community being matchmakers, and that's how we are decentralized.
Wow, thank you. And that's something else, because I was going to ask how you guys are separated or distinguished from other exchanges. And you answered it just right there. Another thing I know a lot of people are probably wondering is what wallets are compatible with you all? Because I know somebody might try to end up using MetaMask and it might not be successful. So are there certain wallets that are compatible with your exchange?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, Nami, for example, is like probably the most popular one. So basically the basic Cardano wallets like Nami, CC Vault, Giro Wallet, and yeah, you can also import your wallet into CC Vault, for example. So yeah, those are compatible with MuesliSwap.
Yeah, thank you for that. So now I know we've dove into MuesliSwap, but I want us to take it back so people that have never used cryptocurrency decentralized exchange before can understand it. Can you explain how somebody can go from having fiat currency or in a bank account all the way to being able to use MuesliSwap? So like, what's the pathway to get there?
So the first step would be to convert your currency to ADA, which is the token for Cardano. And yeah, you can do that by going on one centralized exchange, but I don't want to promote any one of them. But then you can send your ADA from that centralized exchange to one of your wallets. So the second step is then to create a wallet, for example, Nami or CC Vault or Giro Wallet, and send your tokens there. And from that point, you can trade on our platform. So you can just go to our platform. On the top right, you can click connect, and then you can choose whatever token you would like to buy and select the amount and select the limit price you're willing to pay for that. And that's it.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And it's something that is helpful whether you've ever used decentralized exchange before, if it's the first time. This is something you can legit listen to everything Samuel just said and just walk it step by step to figure out. The next thing I wanted to end up just diving into is a lot of different exchanges have utility tokens. Do you all have a utility token? If not one, do you have two? And what is the use case for it?
So we have one utility token, which is called Milk. And the first use case we introduced is a reduction of trading fees. So just a quick summary of that. So up to an amount of 120 ADA, we do not take trading fees, except the matchmaker fee, which is 0.6 ADA, but most of that goes to pay the Cardano gas fees, which are quite low, but we have to pay them from that. But besides that, up to 120 ADA, you can trade for free, which is to get new people to try out our exchange for free. But after that, we have a small fee, and holders of a specific amount of our Milk token have a reduced fee. This is one benefit, the first utility. The second one that we are introducing soon is Milk pools. So you can stake your Milk at MuesliSwap, and you will be able to receive other tokens for that passively. So you don't have to do anything. Your Milk is staked, and you will slowly, you can select which other Cardano tokens you would like to have, and then you will receive them passively. But there are many further use cases we'll introduce. The main purpose of Milk is just to be like a utility and community token, such that holders of Milk can have a lot of benefits on MuesliSwap. So another one would be our Launchpad, which we'll also introduce, which will make it really easy for people to launch their own tokens on Cardano. And there will also be benefits for Milk holders there.
Thank you for that. So yes. What exchanges is someone able to pick up milk on, or is there only one exchange as of current?
So the main exchange would be MuesliSwap, but
Mhm.
also other decentralized exchanges on Cardano. So I think you can buy it on SundaySwap, for example, as well. But of course, we encourage people to buy it on MuesliSwap. But yeah, you can buy it somewhere else too. Yeah.
Perfect. So another big thing that everyone has to talk about is hacks that have happened and like security. So a couple of big ones that have happened were like Poly Network and Biloxi had their hacks. And of course, everyone heard about the whole Bitfinex thing that happened and how they just caught them. So talk a little bit about the security within MuesliSwap and how can people feel secure with using your exchange?
Okay, so yeah, the main thing, as I explained before, is that we are decentralized. So you are not sending the money to us. If we get hacked, one of our servers gets hacked, you won't lose your tokens because the tokens are not on any server or any hardware wallet. Yeah, it's on the blockchain locked in a smart contract. So the only way would be, of course, if somebody finds like a really big bug in the smart contract, but so far nobody has been able to do that. So we've had quite a few people testing it, and it's also freely available, open source. So yeah, we have people testing it and had no problems so far. So that would be the only way. But yeah, we are not centralized. So yeah, your funds will be safe or would not be stolen if our server gets hacked or something like that. The other thing that's very important is that there are many scam tokens, and so through our front end you can like really trade any token on Cardano. You can just go to the community section, put in the policy ID .name, and then start trading it. But to prevent people from trading scam tokens, we have a scam flag. So we, yeah, whenever we realize it or people reach out to us and tell us there's something fishy, the token will be labeled a scam, and people cannot trade it anymore. And we also have a verified flags. So tokens which we have examined a little bit closer and which are traded by more people, we have a verified flag for that. And if you have like a really new token which is unverified, you will also get a warning in case you're trying to trade that. So that's another protection that we have.
Good, thank you for that. So a big reason why I wanted to bring that up is because on Ethereum, when you look at Uniswap or even on PancakeSwap, they put anything up there. And that's what's kind of making the credibility of them go down. A big one that I know a lot of Americans and people in Europe probably remember is when Squid Game token was out and it shot up super fast and the price dropped and nobody understood what to do. And that's very important why I personally like to use MuesliSwap, but also I like to tell other people about MuesliSwap because of these reasonings right here. Another thing that I did notice was the snow token. Can you just tell people about snow or the snow token if they were to go look at your roadmap or white paper?
Yeah, but just to clarify for the Squid Game token, for example, so of course, verified, we do not have any control about what the creators of tokens do. So even though your project is verified and everything looks good, we cannot, yeah, we do not have control what they might do. So in case they start to abandon the project, yeah. So that still, of course, can happen anytime, but we are trying to make it more difficult and to have less people trading like shady tokens.
Exactly. Yeah, no, thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the snow token is like really a celebration token. So we launched on at the end of November, and the same day that we launched, we had actually the first snow in Switzerland. So that's why we created the snow token, and we also have a documentation on our website which you can look up. And it's mainly to celebrate the launch of MuesliSwap. So currently it's like really this celebration token, but there might be some use case later on, but that's not its main purpose. So the utility token is milk, and then snow is the celebration token.
Thank you for that. So something else with MuesliSwap that I did want to bring up, and I noticed which is different from a lot of exchanges and companies, is you can go on MuesliSwap and see what the market cap is of different cryptocurrencies in ADA. So is that true? And can you also just explain a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can look up the market cap. You can look up the trading volume and also how the price moves. And yeah, this is mainly just because we like really want to provide like a whole experience. So not just a swap, not just an exchange, but yeah, giving people information, like all information that we have about the tokens and yeah, how much has been traded, what the market cap is, and how it moved. That's the idea why we have all these features.
Yeah, thank you for that. Another question that a lot of people bring up is NFTs and NFT marketplaces. Is this something that you guys are looking into doing, or is this something that's already on your exchange?
That's definitely something we're looking into. So we are developing the front end for that right now because our back end already supports trading NFTs. So you can trade NFTs on our platform, but we just want to like extend the front end to make like really, really easy to use and really good looking NFT marketplace for people.
Perfect. Thank you. Another thing is, how has the demand been? I know with Cardano, a lot of things have started to roll out and you guys have been building. How has the demand been for your exchange so far up to this point?
Yeah, it's been really great. So we had the fortune that we were the first exchange, and then also like the whole December and most of January, there was no other exchange. So people were just basically only trading on MuesliSwap.
Oh, wow.
But still, with the launch of other decentralized exchanges like SundaySwap, the demand has been great. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. So we're going to switch gears really quick because we do have a sports audience that does end up tuning in sometimes. So as of recent, we've seen a lot of sports teams that'll take part in cryptocurrency. We know that they tried to pull in Lionel Messi with his contract into using cryptocurrency and bringing that a part of it. Of course, we have different people like the Miami Heat. For the Americans that listen, FTX Arena is now considered that. And then also we have the Washington Nationals, who recently just agreed to a partnership with UST Terra. So what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency and then the sports world blending together?
Yeah, so I think that's like a really, really great chance for both. So for cryptocurrency, of course, it's like a lot of publicity and a lot of support from like really influential people. But then on the other side, cryptocurrency has the benefit of being transparent in some way, right? So you can actually, in the case of Cardano, can look up every transaction. So this makes it especially well suited for something like charities. You cannot just cheat and send a different amount. Basically, everybody can check whether the right amount has been sent. So I think this is really great for transparency seasons that people can like always see what's really going on and how much somebody is really paid. That's the main benefit of it, I think. But there's also, so for some cryptocurrencies, I think which rely on proof of work still, you always have to think a little bit about the energy consumption. So for Bitcoin, it's really high, and that might be a negative point. But yeah, for Cardano, for example, the energy consumption is way lower there. So that's really good.
So you brought up proof of work and proof of stake. Can you just give people a small overview of what proof of work is and what proof of stake is in like the simplest terms?
Yeah, really. Okay, so the simplest terms is really basically for proof of work. You're letting your computer solve like a riddle, and everybody who's mining is solving that riddle or is trying to solve that riddle, and whoever gets it first mines like the new Bitcoin. But that's you can imagine that has a high energy consumption because like so many different computers are trying to solve that riddle. For proof of stake, it's different because basically at random, one person who stakes gets chosen to build the new block, and that's why you don't have like many different computers calculating, but you have like more like a lottery, which is really efficient in comparison.
Thank you. So my final cryptocurrency question would be decentralized finance and centralized finance. A lot of times people talk about this. I've listened to some Twitter spaces where people get into heated discussions about it. What are your thoughts on CeFi and DeFi, and which way would you say you lean to?
Yeah, definitely decentralized finance. So I think this is really great especially for small people who are, for small people because of the transparency and I think centralized finance has been a problem for quite a while because of all the trust that is needed, and then people misusing that trust. And DeFi is really a great way to give more power to people.
Thank you for that. So my final thing for you is, one, I want to say thank you to you for being on here, and then MuesliSwap for end up coming on the show. How can people continue to stay in touch with you all? Like, are there certain socials that are best for them to keep in touch with you guys?
Yes, sure. So for the news, I think Twitter is the best. But if you want to contact us directly, there's either Telegram or Discord, or you can also send us like an email. So we are available on all those channels.
Perfect. So with that being said, once again, Samuel, I appreciate you for coming on the show, MuesliSwap. We really appreciate this. Everyone that has a chance to end up listening to it, don't just listen to it once, because you'll end up hearing a lot of gems that were said today if you continue to play it back. Other than that, we appreciate you guys for always listening. And MuesliSwap, we're out.
Thank you.